Hello everyone! Welcome to my vlog. So for today's video, tuturuan ko kayo how to add and subtract a polynomials. So this video is very helpful to incoming grade 7 student who would like to have an advanced lesson in mathematics. So when we heard the word polynomial, it comes to our mind that we need to inculcate or add letters into numbers. So nakakalito, confusing, but in this video, I will help you understand it easily. So let's begin. Adding and subtracting polynomials. So first up, let's have a warm-up about combining similar terms wherein you already studied this when you were grade 6, wherein when you are combining similar terms, you have to remember that you only combine terms with the same variable and exponent. If it does not have the same variable and exponent, we cannot combine them because they are unlike terms. So again, we only need to combine the term who has the same exponent. So let's try number 1. We have there 4x plus 2x. Since they have the same variable and the exponent of x is 1, an imaginary or invisible one, we can combine it by simply using or performing the operation involved, which is addition. So 4x plus 2x, the answer would be 6x. Same process with number 2, 3y plus 7y. As you can see, we have the same variable and the exponent of our variable y is 1 as well. So we can combine it because they are the same. So 3y plus 7x, the answer will be 10y. And next we have there 3. 8p minus 5p. As you can see, the operation there is minus, so we need to subtract our given, and we can subtract it because they have the same variable, which is variable p, and the exponent of it is 1. Now 8p minus 5p, the answer is 3p. And also we have their example number 4, which is 5n plus 6n squared. As you can see, the variable and the exponent of our terms are not the same. And therefore, it's called unlike terms, and we cannot combine them. Please take note of that. We cannot combine unlike terms. So let's proceed to simplification of expression, which is example number 6. Or rather 5. So are you ready? So we have there 3 quantity x plus 4. As you can see, we can apply the law of distributive law, wherein we need to distribute 3 to all terms of our binomial, which is x plus 4. So I'm going to use a pointer so I can point what I am saying. So let's start. I have here a pointer. So again, we will apply the law of distributive law. So we will distribute 3 to the whole term or of our binomial x plus 4. So in each term, we will distribute 3. So 3 times x is equal to 3x plus 3 times 4. The answer is 12. Therefore, our answer is 3x plus 12. So that's how you do distributive law. Next is same idea with example number 5. All we have to do is to distribute our first term, which is negative 2. Now, as you can see, we have there the negative sign. So when we are distributing it, we need to include the negative sign. So negative 2 multiplied by positive t, the answer will be negative 2t. And negative 2 times positive 3, the answer will be negative 6. So the answer for example number 6 is negative 2t minus 6. Why negative? Because we need to include the negative of our first term when we are distributing it. And when we are multiplying different sign, we all know that the answer is always negative. So now we can proceed to our next example, our last example for our warm-up, which is negative 1 times x squared minus 4x minus 6. So all we have to do is to apply distributive law. So let's try or let's solve it. Negative 1 times x squared, again, when we are multiplying different sign, automatic, the answer will be negative. So from positive x squared, it will become negative x squared. Next term, we have negative 1 times negative 4x. As you can see, they are both negative. So therefore, if we multiply both negative or same negative sign, automatic, the answer will be positive. So from negative 1 multiplied by negative 4x, it will become positive 4x. And lastly, our constant term, negative 1 times negative 6. Again, they have the same sign, which is negative. Automatic, the sign of your product will be positive. Negative 1 times negative 6 is equal to positive 6. So our final answer is negative x squared plus 4x plus 6. Please do remember or take note about the rules of sign of the integers. When we are multiplying different sign, automatic, the answer is always negative. And when we are multiplying the same sign, the answer is always positive. Okay, so since we are done with the warm-up, let's proceed to our real deal for today, which is adding and subtracting a polynomials. As you can see here, I have two set of examples. We have the example letter A and example letter B. So our first example is 12p cubed plus 11p squared plus 8p cubed. So now, the first thing that we need to do in order for us to solve a polynomials depending on the given operation, we need to first identify the like terms because that is important. When they have the same term, we can combine them already. Now, in our given, the similar terms there or the alike terms there are 12p cubed and 8p cubed. As you can see, they have the same color, therefore they are alike terms or they are similar terms. And when we have the same term or similar terms, we can combine them. Now, after identifying the like terms, we can rearrange the terms so that like terms are together. So let's arrange it para magkasama na yung ating mga similar terms. So please take note that when you are rearranging the term, always include the sign or the operation of it. Because if you will not include it, there's a big possibility that you will come up with the wrong answer. So there. Since we are done rearranging our given, we now have 12p cubed plus 8p cubed plus 11p squared. Just like what I have told you a while ago, when they have the same term, we can combine them. So we can simplify it or combine like terms. The answer will be 20p cubed plus 11p squared. Teacher, why? Because 12 plus 8 is equal to 20. And please take note of this, that when you are combining similar terms, all you have to do is to copy the variable and its exponent. You do not need to add nor subtract the exponent because when you are combining, all you have to do with the variable is to copy it, nothing else. Okay? And after combining the same term, we will now bring down or just copy, of course, 11p squared to come up with our final answer. Since walang kaparehas, si 11p squared na term, stay still lang siya. Diyan pa rin siya. Hindi na siya magbabago. Therefore, the final answer of 12p cubed plus 11p squared plus 8p cubed is equal to 20p cubed plus 11p squared. I hope you got the idea of example number 1. So now let's proceed to example number 2. 5x squared minus 6 minus 3x plus 8. The same procedure or process with our example letter A. First is we need to, of course, identify the like terms. Then, if we identify the like terms, ayan, kung mapapansin nyo, parehas yung kulay ng like terms. So, si 5x squared ay wala siyang katulad. And si negative 6 is a constant number. At meron pa tayong isang constant number dito na positive 8. So, they are alike terms. And also, we have here a linear term which is negative 3x. As you can see, wala rin siyang kapareha. So, hindi natin siya pwedeng i-combine sa ibang term. So, let's rearrange it. After identifying it, second step is to rearrange term so that like terms are together. So we can rearrange it by rewriting it and putting all the same term together. So 5x squared minus 3x plus 8 minus 6. As you can see here, I forgot to change the color of negative 3x, which is our linear term. I'm sorry for that. But please, don't be confused about it because negative 3x is not the same with 5x squared. They are not similar terms, so we cannot combine them. I just forgot to change the color of our linear term. So now we have here the same term, which is our constant. When we say constant, it is a number without a variable. So we can combine them already or simplify. So the answer will be 5x squared minus 3x plus 2. Why, teacher? Because I have here 5x squared. Since wala siyang katulad, we bring it down. Next is negative 3x. Wala rin siyang katulad. So again, copy lang yan. And lastly, our constant term, which is positive 8 and negative 6. Since they are alike terms, we can combine them by performing the operation here. Since positive 8 and negative 6, they are different sign, therefore we need to subtract them. When it's different sign, we just need to subtract them. So positive 8 minus 6, the answer will be 2. Now, we need to follow the sign of the greater number. Which one is greater? Of course, it's positive 8. Therefore, the sign of our answer 2 will be positive because 8 is larger than 6. Now, our final answer will be 5x squared minus 3x plus 2. Okay? Did you get it? Okay, that's good. So let's proceed to another examples. So I have here again two sets of example, which is example letter C and example letter D. So I have here example letter C, which is t squared plus 2s squared minus 4t squared minus s squared. So just like what I have told you, the first thing that you have to do in order for you to solve or to add and subtract a polynomial is for you to identify the like terms. So the like terms there are the one with the same color, which are t squared and negative 4t squared. That's the same term. They are like terms. And the other one is positive 2s squared and negative s squared. They are also like terms. Now, after identifying like terms, we can now rearrange terms so that like terms are together. So we can rearrange it by doing this. Please remember again that when you are rearranging the term, make sure to include the sign of each term or the operation of each term to avoid mistakes. Now, since we already rearranged it, we can now combine the like terms in order for us to come up with the final answer. Now, t squared minus 4t squared, the answer will be negative 3t squared. As you can see, t squared is positive and 4t squared is negative. Therefore, we need to subtract them. If we subtract them, the answer will be 3t squared. And after subtracting it, since they have different sign, we need to follow the sign of the greater number, which is 4. 4 is greater than 1. Therefore, we need to follow the sign of 4, which is negative. That's why our answer is negative 3t squared. Next is we will solve for 2s squared minus s squared. As you can see again, they have a different sign. Therefore, we need to subtract. Okay? 2s squared minus s squared. Of course, the answer will be s squared only because the coefficient of s squared is 1 and the coefficient of the other s squared is 2. 2 minus 1, the answer is 1. So the answer will be s 1s squared. So again, we do not need to put 1 anymore in as the coefficient of the variable because it is already automatic and it does not change anything if we put if we put 1 to it. So why bother putting it if it does not change anything naman, right? So again, same idea after subtracting it because they have different terms. All we have to do is to follow the sign of the greater number, which is the greater number of the like terms s squared is 2. So therefore, the answer must be positive s squared. Okay, this is our final answer. So again, let's proceed to our example letter D, which is 10m squared n plus 4m squared n minus 8m squared n. Again, the first step that we have to do in adding and subtracting polynomials is to identify like terms. After identifying like terms, of course, we need to rearrange it. But in this example, all the terms are alike. Therefore, we can combine all the terms. So we do not need to rearrange it anymore because all terms are the same. Now, since we can combine it already because they have the same terms, so the answer will be 6m squared. And teacher, why? First, when you are adding and subtracting polynomials, in order for you not to be confused, you focus first on the coefficient. You solve the coefficient and then copy the variable and its exponent so that you will come up with a sure answer. So here, 10 plus 4, the answer is, of course, 14. Minus 8, the answer is 6. Since they have the same term, all we have to do is to just copy it. So 6m squared n is the final answer. So are we clear with this example? Okay, so let's proceed to our next example. I have here another set of example, which is example letter E and example letter F. So let's focus first on example letter E. We have 2s squared plus 3s squared plus s. Now, first things first, we need to identify the like terms. So, alin ba dyan yung magkatulad na terms? Of course, we have there the quadratic term, which is s squared or 2s squared and the 3s squared. They are the same term. And the other one is not the same with 2s squared plus 3s squared. So, I use another color to identify or to distinguish that it is different from the others. So, after identifying like terms, again, we rearrange. But in this case, we do not need to rearrange it because same terms or like terms are already together. Now, we can now combine the like terms. If we combine it, again, focus on the coefficient. 2 plus 3, the answer will be 5. And copy s squared because that is the variable and its exponent, and bring down, of course, s. The final answer will be 5s squared plus 6. Are we clear? Okay, that's good. So let's proceed to example letter F, which is 4c to the 4th minus 8 plus 16c to the 4th plus 2. Now, just like what I have told you a while ago, first things first, we need to identify the right terms. Now, what are the right terms there? We have there 4c to the 4th and positive 16c to the fourth. That's the like terms. And the other terms that's alike is negative 8 and positive 2. So, after identifying terms or the like terms, since it's not yet arranged, we need to rearrange terms so that like terms are together. So, we will rearrange it and it will become like this. Again, I would like to remind you that when you are rearranging terms, do not forget to include the operation or the sign of each term. Okay? Take note of that. So after rearranging, since like terms are together already, we can now proceed to combining similar terms, which is we need to solve following or solve it using the operation given. So here we have 4z to the fourth plus 16z to the fourth. As you can see, this term involves addition as their operation. So we are going to add. So again, let's focus first to the coefficient, which is 4 and 16. So 4 plus 16, the answer will be 20. Then copy the coefficient, or rather, the variable and its exponent, which is c to the fourth. Therefore, the answer of this is 20c to the fourth. And lastly, we need to solve, of course, the constant, which is negative 8 and positive 2. They are different signs, so we need to subtract. Then, after subtracting, we need to follow the sign of the greater number. So, I have here negative 8 plus 2. If we subtract 8 and 2, the answer will be 6. And the sign of 6 will be negative 6. Why? Because 8 is greater than 2. Therefore, our final answer will be 20c to the fourth minus 6. And that would be all for today's tutorial. I hope that this lesson will help you understand more how to do adding and subtracting polynomials. So see you on my next vlog. Bye-bye!